You are in order.
Thank you, Representative. You spoke in your opening about the importance of federal matching funds in this budget. Just today, the Energy and Commerce Committee in Congress met about big federal cuts to Medicaid. Are there additional funds in this budget set aside to backfill potential federal cuts to Medicaid?
Again, thank you for the question. We talked about this yesterday as well. We are fully funding Medicaid, and we're, again, providing an additional $40 million. When you talk about federal cuts to Medicaid, the federal cuts to Medicaid are going to be fraud and abuse. Those are not cuts to Medicaid health care. In fact, again, I see that they're voting on this today, or they're strengthening it today. We're strengthening Medicaid in the federal government for whom it was intended, especially the most vulnerable Americans, by eliminating fraud, waste, and abuse. Those are the cuts. And may I ask, will Representative Zabner?
No, sorry, this is my time, so maybe if you want to ask during your time.
Absolutely.
But just to follow up, so there's no additional funds in this budget. I mean, if less money comes from the federal government to the state of Iowa.
Again, we are fully funding Medicaid with an additional $40 million.
Thank you, Representative. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, Medicaid is crucial for our state. Just a few years ago, we saw the hospital close in Keokuk. We've seen in Newton, where they had to close their birthing center, in communities like Washington, Iowa. It is heartbreaking to read stories of women who have to give birth on the side of the road on their way to a hospital because the hospital in their community is no longer able to provide birthing services. And let me be clear, if the federal government cuts funding for Medicaid and we are not prepared, we will see the biggest loss of rural health care in the history of our state. Medicaid is a lifeline for so many Iowans. Nearly 40% of births in the state, nearly 700,000 people in rural, urban, suburban Iowa rely on this program for crucial services. And I cannot support a bill that leaves us unprepared to ensure that Iowans continue to receive the care they need, whether or not the federal government does their job and provides funding for that care. Ladies and gentlemen, please vote no on this bill. It is crucial for the future health care of all Iowans.
4-9.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A few points I'd like to address. Again, with the fully funding Medicaid portion of this budget, we are fully funding Medicaid on the March forecast, and we are additionally adding another $40 million to the budget. House Republicans are dedicated to fully funding Medicaid and have always provided that commitment to vulnerable Iowans while being in the majority. Any allegation that Medicaid is not being funded is inaccurate, and it is federal fear-mongering for political purposes, in my opinion.